Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The 36th District Court for the state of Michigan is back in session. I am Judge Christina V. Kennedy. I will preside over the landlord tenant docket for courtroom 433 this afternoon. If you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you. All right. First of all, thank you all for your patience today. We had a very, very long morning docket that moved over into our lunch hour. And so that's why things are pushed back a bit this afternoon. Again, thank you for your patience. While court is in session, there's no eating, no drinking, no driving. Your vehicle must not be in motion. There's no smoking, no sleeping, no laying down. And I want to just advise you that we're streaming these proceedings live via YouTube. That means that anyone in the world can join us. So if you need to get dressed or undressed or use the restroom, please make sure you turn your camera off or completely step away from your device to prevent any embarrassment. That's just to prevent any embarrassment. People can see us all over the world. All right, we have a few dismissals that I'm going to call first, and then I will call the docket. And we do have a rather large docket this afternoon. Madam Clerk has divided the docket up into two different groups, but before I get to those groups, I will call the dismissals first. Please listen out for your name or case number. When I ask, if you're present, please turn on your camera if it's not already turned on. And then state your name for the record. And if you called in, meaning you dialed a telephone to join us, you would dial *6 to unmute yourself. What is this? All right. And now calling case number 24352-286, Cultural Gardens Apartments versus Daryl Davenport and all occupants of 525 Warren in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24352-293, Woodland Arms Apartments, Viridian Group LLC versus Edward Reed and all occupants of 22065 West 8 Mile Road, apartment 318 in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24352-295, Woodland Arms Apartments, Viridian Group LLC versus Modu Nadia and all occupants of 22045 West 8 Mile Road, apartment 227 in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24352-300, Viad Investments LLC versus Andalisha Jackson and all occupants of 6121 Plainview Avenue in the city of Detroit. And finally calling case number 24352-328. This is Emerald Springs Apartments LDHALP versus Electra Rice and all occupants of 5665 Emerald Springs Circle in the city of Detroit. These matters are before the court on complaints for non-payment of rent. Today is the date and time scheduled for a first hearing in all of the matters that I just called. Can I have plaintiff's counsel, if you're present, please turn on your camera and place your appearance on the record.
Good afternoon, Joe Horka, P75969. I'm standing in for Mark Landau for the plaintiffs the court just called.
Thank you. Good afternoon to you, Attorney Horka. For matter ending in 286, is Daryl Davenport or any occupant of 525 Warren present? If so, please turn on your camera, unmute yourself, and state your name. Madam Clerk is indicating that this defendant did not check in. However, I do have a notice of dismissal by plaintiff in the file. Attorney Horka, is it still your client's intention to dismiss this matter?
It is, Your Honor.
All right. Do you know why?
It's not given a basis for any of the dismissals, just a stack to submit.
Okay, the court is going to dismiss the matter without prejudice. I have the dismissal order in front of me and I'm signing it now. That concludes the matter ending in 286. For matter ending in 293 is Edward Reed or any occupant of 22065 West 8 Mile Road, apartment 318 present. Madam Clerk has indicated that the defendant in this matter has failed to check in. Attorney Horka, I do have a notice of dismissal by plaintiff in this file. Is it still your client's intention to dismiss this matter?
Yes, please.
All right, the court is going to dismiss this matter without prejudice. I'm signing the dismissal order now. Madam Clerk, can you change the date to August 20th on that one?
August 20th.
Where I signed it. Oh, and hit the jab, please. Thank you, Madam Court Reporter. All right, that concludes the matter ending in 293. Matter ending in 295 is Madul Nadia or any occupant of 22045 West 8 Mile Road, apartment 227 present. All right, Madam Clerk has indicated that this defendant has failed to check in. There's a notice of dismissal in this file. Attorney Horka, are you proceeding with the dismissal?
Yes, please.
All right, I am signing the dismissal order now. This matter is dismissed without prejudice. That concludes the matter ending in 295. Matter ending in 300 is Andalisha Jackson or any occupant of 6121 Plainview Avenue present.
Yes, Andalisha
Please
Jackson.
say. Good afternoon to you, Ms. Jackson. You are the defendant. This is a complaint for non-payment of rent. Attorney Horka, are you moving forward with the dismissal by plaintiff in this one?
Yes, plaintiff looks to dismiss.
Okay, Ms. Jackson, this matter is going to be dismissed without prejudice. I do have a copy of the notice of dismissal. I'm signing the dismissal order now. Are you still at the address?
Yes,
on
ma'am.
Plainview? Okay, so you will receive a copy of the dismissal order in the mail. That concludes the matter. Thank you. Have a good day.
Problem. You too.
All right, that concludes matter ending in 300. Matter ending in 328 is Electra Rice or any occupant of 5665 Emerald Springs Circle present.
Yes, my name is Electra Rice.
Good afternoon to you, Ms. Rice. You are the defendant on this complaint for non-payment of rent. Attorney Horka, are you moving forward with the dismissal of this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Rice, this matter is going to be dismissed without prejudice. Are you still at the address on Emerald Springs?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we will mail a copy of the dismissal order, which I am signing right now. So you should receive that in a couple of days. You are free to log off. Thank you for your patience. That concludes matter ending in 328. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. What did you say about that? Oh, okay. I'm gonna get them. Thank you. Okay, I do see some hands raised. I just made you co-host, Attorney Fagan. Wait, what happened to Attorney Boyke? There she is. And no, that says make host to Attorney Boyke.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Petrosky?
Yes,
you
Your
are
Honor.
already a co-host. What else do you need? I see your hand is raised.
I don't know. Maybe I need a new life. I'm going to put it down.
Okay.
Your Honor.
All right. Yes.
I don't believe the breakout rooms have been started yet.
Oh, okay. Can you open the breakout rooms, Madam Clerk? Thank you, Attorney Tate.
Thank you.
All right. So now I am going to move on to the rest of the docket. Ladies and gentlemen, as I stated before, Madam Clerk has broken this docket up into two different groups. I'm about to call the first group, well, technically this is the second group. The first group were dismissals. Please listen out for your name, address, or case number, please do not say anything because I'm going to call them all at one time. After I call all of the cases, I will ask for plaintiff's appearance. If there's an attorney, the attorney should place their appearance on the record. If you're not represented, that is when you would turn on your camera, unmute yourself, or dial *6 to unmute and say your name, and then I'll ask the defendants to do the same thing. Okay, what I do with my ink pens? Let us begin. Now calling case number 24352-280 Fountain Court Consumer HSG Co-op versus Kayla Brown and all occupants of 3344 Lawton, apartment 2D, apartment 263 in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24352-287 Cultural Gardens Apartments versus Janetta Stewart and all occupants of 561 Theodore in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24352-288. This is Cultural Gardens Apartments versus Tiffany Mason and all occupants of 5130 Beaubien in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24352-289 Cultural Gardens Apartments versus Tracy Rice and occupants of 549 Theodore in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24352-290 Woodland Arms Apartments Viridian Group LLC versus D'Angelo Treywick and all occupants of 22045 West 8 Mile Road, apartment 114 in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24352-291 Woodland Arms Apartments Viridian Group LLC versus Desiree Prier and all occupants of 22045 West 8 Mile Road, apartment 304 in the city of Detroit. Calling case number 24352-297. This is Woodland Arms Apartments Viridian Group LLC versus Sarita Jones and all occupants of 22045 West 8 Mile Road, apartment 126 in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24352-298. This is Woodland Arms Apartments Viridian Group LLC versus Vicky Woods and all occupants of 22065 West 8 Mile Road, apartment 321 in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24352-299 Emerald Springs Apartments LDHALP versus Crystal Squirewell and all occupants of 5818 Charles in the city of Detroit. Calling case number 24352-301. This is Viad Investments LLC versus DeMarco Collins and all occupants of 15263 Collingham Drive in the city of Detroit. Calling case number 24352-302. This is Viad Investments LLC versus Lysandra Jordan and all occupants of 15713 Appeline Street in the city of Detroit. Calling case number 24352-303. Viad Investments LLC versus Raquel Porter and all occupants of 17225 Shaftesbury Avenue in the city of Detroit. Calling case number 24352-304. Viad Investments LLC versus Karanji Huff and all occupants of 15881 Eastburn in the city of Detroit. Case number 24352-305 Restoration Towers versus Diana Powell Hobson and all occupants of 16651 Lasser Road, apartment 701 in the city of Detroit. Calling case number 24352-306 Restoration Towers versus Ernest Green Jr. and all occupants of 16651 Lasser Road, apartment 819 in the city of Detroit. And finally, for this group of cases, calling case number 24352-320 West Chicago Apartments versus Charles Brown, and all occupants of 3410 West Chicago Apartment 308 in the city of Detroit. These matters are before the court on complaints for non-payment of rent, complaints to recover possession of property, and complaints for damage, health hazard to property. Today is the date and time scheduled for a first hearing on all of the matters that I just called. Pursuant to Michigan Supreme Court Administrative Order 2020-17, all first hearings are to be adjourned. Therefore, these matters will be adjourned to a new date. Ladies and gentlemen, if I just called your case, please write this information down. Your next court date will be September 24th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. Again, September 24th of this year at 8:30 a.m. That is the next time that this court will call your case. The next court hearing will be conducted in person. That means that there will not be a Zoom hearing for these cases. You need to come down to court. It will be an in-person hearing. The court will hold the hearings at 36th District Court, which is located at 421 Madison in downtown Detroit. I am in courtroom 433, and so you all need to come to courtroom 433 again on September 24th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. Let's see, plaintiffs, you are to bring with you to the next court date the following information, and it must be in paper format. If you have not already filed the following documents, I need a copy of the deed, a copy of the lease agreement, a copy of the property management agreement. If rent is at issue, I need the most current rental ledger, and I need the completed proof of service. Failure to provide those documents at the next court date will result in dismissal of your case. So again, plaintiffs, if you have not already filed the documents that I just mentioned, I'll mention them again. Please bring them in paper format to the next court date. The deed, the lease agreement, the property management agreement, if there's one in place. If rent is at issue, the most up-to-date rental ledger and a completed proof of service. Defendants, if you have any documents or any evidence that supports your defense, please bring it to court with you on September 24th. Specifically, I'm talking about rental payment receipts or photographs, or anything else that would help your defense. If you do bring that evidence to court, you need to make sure it is reduced to paper format. I do not feel comfortable looking at your cell phone, scrolling through people's cell phones, and I cannot put electronic evidence into the file. And so if you have evidence that goes for the plaintiff or the defendant, please make sure you reduce it to paper and bring it to court with you on September 24th. Plaintiffs, you have the right to be represented by an attorney if you so choose. You can hire your own attorney. You also have the right to represent yourself. And that goes for the defendants as well. You also have the right to represent yourself, but you also have the right to be represented by an attorney if you so choose. You can either hire your own attorney or you can speak to the agency attorneys that are logged into this Zoom session today. They are here to speak with you, the defendant tenants, to provide you with legal advice for the day, with the potential of them taking on your case to represent you throughout the close of these proceedings, and that will be free of charge to you. At the end of today's hearing, I will ask that you be transferred into a breakout room. If you logged in via a cell phone or a tablet, you'll receive a prompt come across your screen. Please tap your prompt. It will take you into the breakout room. Once you get into the breakout room, you'll be in there by yourself. Also, if you called in, meaning you dialed a telephone number, you don't need to do anything. You'll be transferred automatically. Once you get into the breakout room, you'll be in there by yourself. You will not be able to hear or see what's going on in the main session, and we in the main session won't be able to hear or see what's going on with you. That is so that you can have a private conversation with the attorney. Please have patience. As you can see, we have a lot of defendants logged in today. We only have so many attorneys. The attorneys are going to make their way into each breakout room one by one. So if you have to wait a little while, I ask that you have patience. Please do not start pressing buttons, sending me messages or raising your hand, and please don't come back out into the main session unprompted. That will just distract me and slow me down. Once you are done speaking with the attorney, you are free to log off. but please make sure that you come back to court on September 24th at 8:30 a.m. to courtroom 433. If you do not appear in court on September 24th at 8:30, a default judgment will be entered against you. And plaintiffs, if you do not appear in court on September 24th at 8:30, your case will be dismissed. And for those of you who have logged in via a tablet or a smartphone, Madam Clerk did type that information into the Zoom chat. You can go in there and screenshot it if you'd like. Otherwise, please write it down. The court will mail notices to appear to everybody, but just in case they get lost, I like to make sure everybody has the information for the next court date. All right. With all of that being said, can I have plaintiff's counsel for all of the cases that I just called? Please place your appearance on the record.
Good afternoon, Joe Horka, P75969. I'm standing in for Mark Lando on the cases the court just called for the plaintiffs.
Thank you. Good afternoon to you, Attorney Horka. Again, for matter ending in 280, is Kayla Brown or any occupant of 3344 Lawton Apartment 2D, Apartment 263 present?
I'll check in.
Madam Clerk has indicated that this defendant failed to check in. Attorney Horka, I don't have a proof of service in the file. Was this defendant served?
She was, Your Honor. I have a proof of service indicating there was service by attachment on August 14th.
All right, I'll note that for the file, and I will rely on your representation as an officer of the court that the defendant was filed to proceed with this first hearing on this complaint for non-payment of rent. The matter will be adjourned to a subsequent hearing to take place on September 24th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. in person in courtroom 433. If the defendant logs in today, this is with all cases that I called today, if the defendant logs in today, before we end our Zoom session, then the defendant will have an opportunity to speak to a defense attorney free of charge. That concludes the matter ending in 280. For matter ending in 287 is Janetta Stewart or any occupant of 561 Theodore present.
Okay.
Madam Clerk has indicated that this defendant did not check in. I do not have a proof of service in this file. Attorney Horka, was this defendant served?
Service by attachment August 15th.
All right, based on your representation, the court is going to proceed with the first hearing on this complaint for non-payment of rent. This will be adjourned to a subsequent hearing to take place on the date and time that I just stated previously. The court will mail notice. That concludes the matter ending in 287. For matter ending in 288 is Tiffany Mason or any occupant of 5130 Bobian present. Please unmute yourself, turn on your camera and state your name.
Tiffany Mason.
Good afternoon to you, Ms. Mason. You are the defendant on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you get the information about the next court date?
Yes, I did.
Okay, can I have someone transfer Ms. Mason into a breakout room? This matter is adjourned to the date and time stated on the record. Ms. Mason, just follow the prompt. Have a good day. That concludes the matter ending in 288. For matter ending in 289 is Tracy Rice or any occupant of 549 Theodore present.
Yes, I am.
Good afternoon. Please turn on your camera and state your name.
Okay, there it is. Tracy Rice.
Good afternoon, Ms. Rice. You are the defendant on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you get the information about the next court date?
Yes, I did.
All right, thank you. We'll see you on the date and time stated on the record. Can I have someone transfer Ms. Rice into a breakout room? That concludes the matter ending in 289. Just tap the prompt when it comes across your screen. Thank you, Ms. Rice. Have a good day. For matter ending in 290 is D'Angelo Treywick or any occupant of 22045 West 8 Mile Road, apartment 114 present. Please unmute and turn on your camera and state your name. I don't see him. Is he on the phone? All right, I just sent the prompt to someone logged in under that name. Please turn on your camera and state your name.
D'Angelo Treywick.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Treywick. You are the defendant on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Do you have the information about the next court date? I can't hear you for some reason.
Yes.
Okay, he said yes. All right, so we'll see you on the date and time indicated. That concludes this matter. Can someone transfer D'Angelo Treywick? Mr. Treywick, just tap the prompt when it comes across your screen. That concludes the matter ending in 290. For matter ending in 291, Desiree Prier, are you present? Or any occupant of 22045 West 8 Mile, apartment 304. Please dial star. Oh, she's unmuted. State your name, please. She's still muted. It says unmuted on mine. Desiree Prier, if you're here, unmute yourself and state your name. Dial *6.
Desiree Pryor.
Okay, good afternoon to you, Ms. Pryor. Sorry for the mispronunciation. You are the defendant on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you hear the information about the next court date?
Yes, I did.
Okay, this matter is adjourned to the date and time stated previously on the record. You're on the telephone, Ms. Pryor, so you'll be automatically transferred. Have a good day. That concludes the matter ending in 291. Can I have someone transfer Desiree Pryor? For matter ending in 297, Sarita Jones or any occupant of 22045 West 8 Mile, apartment 126, are you present?
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your name.
Sarita Jones.
Good afternoon to you, Ms. Jones. You are the defendant on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you hear the information about the next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this matter is adjourned to the date and time stated on the record. Ms. Jones, please follow the prompt when it comes across your screen. It'll take you into the breakout room. That concludes the matter ending in 297. For matter ending in 298 is Vicky Woods or any occupant of 22065 West 8 Mile, apartment 321 present.
Yes, I'm present. Vicky Woods.
Thank you. Good afternoon to you, Ms. Woods. You're the defendant on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you hear the information about the next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this matter is adjourned to the date and time previously indicated on the record. We'll see you in person on that date and time. That concludes the matter ending in 298. You're on the telephone. You'll be automatically transferred, Ms. Woods. Have a good day.
Thank you, too.
Welcome. For matter ending in 299 is Crystal Squirewell or any occupant of 5818 Charles present. Please unmute yourself and state your name. Let me send her a prompt. I just sent you a prompt. Where'd she go?
I can't hear you. I don't know what happened to the sound.
Can you hear me now?
It's real low.
Okay, what's your name?
Crystal Squirewell.
Miss Squirewell, you are the defendant on a complaint to recover possession of property. Did you hear the information about the next court date?
Yes, I did.
Okay, we'll see you in person on the date and time previously indicated. Please follow the prompt to transfer into the breakout room. Can I have someone transfer Ms. Squirewell? That concludes the matter ending in 299. Have a good day.
Thank you.
For matter ending in 301, you're welcome. Thank you. DeMarco Collins or any occupant of 15263 Collingham, are you present?
Yes, I'm present.
Good afternoon. Please state your name for the court reporter.
DeMarco Collins.
Mr. Collins, you are the defendant on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you hear the information about the next court date?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this matter is adjourned to a subsequent hearing to take place on the day and time previously indicated. Can I have someone transfer Mr. DeMarco Collins into a breakout room? Please tap the prompt, Mr. Collins. It'll take you in. Have a good day. That concludes the matter ending in 301. For matter ending in 302 is Lysandra Jordan or any occupant of 15713 Apple present.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Please state your name for the court reporter.
Lysandra Jordan.
Ms. Jordan, you are the defendant on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you hear the information about the next court date?
Yes.
All right, we'll see you on the date and time indicated in person. Can I have someone transfer Ms. Jordan into a breakout room? Ms. Jordan, tap the prompt when it comes across your screen, please. Have a good day. That concludes the matter ending in 302. For matter ending in 303 is Raquel Porter or any occupant of 17225 Shaftesbury Avenue present. If so, please make your presence known now. Madam Clerk has indicated that this defendant did not check in. There is a proof of service in the file, and so the court is going to proceed with the first hearing on this complaint for non-payment of rent. This will be adjourned to a subsequent hearing to take place on the date and time previously indicated on the record. The court will mail notice to both parties. That concludes the matter ending in 303. For matter ending in 304 is Karanji Huff or any occupant of 15881 Eastburn present. Madam Clerk has indicated that this defendant failed to check in. Attorney Horka, there is no proof of service in this file. Was the defendant served?
Yes, attachment on August 15th.
Posted on the 15th?
Yes.
I will make a note of that for the file and rely on your representation to proceed with the first hearing on this complaint for non-payment of rent, which will be adjourned to a subsequent hearing to take place on the date and time previously indicated on the record. The court will mail notice. That concludes the matter ending in 304. For matter ending in 305, Diana Powell Hobson or any occupant of 16651 Lasser, apartment 701, are you present? No. Madam Clerk has indicated that this defendant failed to check in. Attorney Horka, I do not have a proof of service in the file. Was this defendant served?
Attachment on August 14th.
All right, based on your representation, the court is going to proceed with the first hearing on this complaint for non-payment of rent. This will be adjourned to a subsequent hearing to take place on the date and time previously indicated. That'll be in person. The court will mail notice. That concludes the matter ending in 305. For matter ending in 306, Ernest Green Jr. or any occupant of 16651 Lasser, apartment 819, are you present? Please dial *6 and state your name. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Green. You are the defendant on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you hear the information about the next court date?
Yes, I did.
All right, we'll see you in person on the date and time previously indicated. The court is going to mail notice. Mr. Green, you're on the telephone. You will be automatically transferred into the breakout room. Have a good day. That concludes the matter ending in 306. Can I have someone transfer Ernest Green? I don't know what they got going on. That's interesting right there. All right, matter ending in 320 is Charles Brown or any occupant of 3410 apartment 308 present. If so, make your presence known now, please. All right, have heard hearing and seeing no response. Madam Clerk indicated that someone did check in. I don't have a proof of service though. Attorney Horka, was this defendant served?
Service by attachment August 14th.
Posted August 14th. I will make a note of that in the file. And this is a complaint for damage health hazard. Based on your representation that the defendant was served, the court is going to proceed with the first hearing on this matter. This will be adjourned to a subsequent hearing to the date and time stated on the record, and that will be in person in courtroom 433. The court will mail notice. That concludes matter ending in 320. Okay.
Date change.
Date change. Okay. Thank you. All right, I got it. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was my first set of cases. Well, my second set of cases. This is my third set of cases. Please listen out for your name, address, or case number. There's somebody. Can we admit that person? It looks like they keep dropping off, Madam Clerk. Listen out for your name, case number, or address. Please don't say anything until I have called all of the cases in this pile, and I'll let you know when that's done. And then at that point, I will ask for appearances from the plaintiff's attorney, any unrepresented plaintiff, and then the defendants. At that time, please turn on your camera, unmute yourself, and state your name for the record. If you called in on the telephone, you would unmute by dialing *6.
Can you give Attorney Narcisse?
I sure can. Attorney Narcisse, if your hand is raised, oh, well, can you raise your hand so I can find you? All right, I see Attorney Blaney. I've just made you a co-host. I'm looking for, oh, there you are, Attorney Narcisse. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
You are now a co-host as well. Please lower your hands. All right, here we go. Now calling case number 24352-322, Granada Apartment South, COH Greenfield Apartments versus Brianna Grant and all occupants of 15050 Greenfield Apartment 5 in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24352-324, Grenada Apartment South, COH Greenfield Apartments LLC versus Paul Caldwell and all occupants of 15050 Greenfield Apartment 11 in the city of Detroit. Calling case number 24352-325 Viad Investments LLC versus Delonda Turner and all occupants of 6873 Grandville Avenue in the city of Detroit. Calling case number 24352-329 Emerald Springs Apartments LDHALP versus Kanata Senior and all occupants of 12060 Buffalo Avenue in the city of Detroit. Calling case number 24352-330 Noel Village LDHALP versus Adrian Nixon and all occupants of 2246 Shane in the city of Detroit. Calling case number 24352-331 Noel Village LDHALP versus Anthony Allen and all occupants of 2747 Prince Hall Drive in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24352-332 Noel Village LDHALP versus Florence Van Horn and all occupants of 2104 Shane in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24353 Noel Village LDHALP versus India Dozier and all occupants of 2102 Shane in the city of Detroit. Calling case number 24352-334 Noel Village LDHALP versus Jarrell Mason and all occupants of 2204 Shane in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24352-335 Noel Village LDHALP versus Lenasia Brinson and all occupants of 2122 Shane in the city of Detroit. Calling case number 2435336 Noel Village LDHALP versus Mark Trussell and all occupants of 2114 Shane in the city of Detroit. And finally, calling case number 24352-337 Noel Village LDHALP versus Michelle Stinson and all occupants of 2230 Shane in the city of Detroit. These matters are before the court on complaints for non-payment of rent, complaints to recover possession of property, and a complaint for damaged health hazard to property. These matters are scheduled for a first hearing to take place today. Pursuant to Michigan Supreme Court Administrative Order 2020-17, all first hearings are to be adjourned. Therefore, these matters will be adjourned to a new date. Ladies and gentlemen, please write this information down. If I just called your name or your case, your matter will be adjourned to an in-person hearing to take place on September 27, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. Again, September 27th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. That is the next time the court will call these matters that I just called. Please write this information down. Or if you are logged in via a tablet or a smartphone, you should be able to access the Zoom chat function. Madam Clerk, just type that information into the chat. You can screenshot it if you'd like. Otherwise, please write it down. The court is going to mail notices to appear to everyone, but in case they get lost, I'd like to make sure everybody has the information. Okay, I think I've given everybody co-host capabilities that have raised your hands. Please lower your hands. Plaintiffs, you are to provide at the next court hearing, if you have not already filed, the following documents: the deed, the lease agreement, any property management agreement that is in effect. If rent is at issue, I need a copy of the most up-to-date ledger and the completed proof of service. Failure to provide those documents, plaintiffs, at the next court hearing will result in dismissal of your cases. So please make sure you bring those documents and please make sure they are in paper format. Again, plaintiffs, I need the deed, the lease agreement, the property management agreement, if there's one in place, the most up-to-date rental ledger, and the completed proof of service. And they must be in paper format. Defendants, if you have any evidence that supports your defense, please bring it with you to court on September 27th. Please make sure it is in paper format. Again, I don't feel comfortable looking through people's phones, and I can't put your phone or your laptop in the computer as evidence. So please reduce any evidence that you have to support your defense or your claim to court in paper format. Defendants, you have the right to be represented by an attorney. So do you, plaintiffs. Defendants, you can hire your own attorney or you can speak to the agency attorneys. Plaintiffs, you can hire your own attorney. Both parties have a right to represent themselves as well. Specifically, defendants, you can either hire your own attorney or you can speak to the agency attorneys that are logged into our Zoom session today. They are here today to provide you with legal advice for the day, with the potential of the agency taking on your case to represent you throughout the close of these proceedings, and that will be free of charge to you. At the end of your hearing, I will ask that you be transferred into a breakout room. If you're logged in via a smartphone or a tablet, please tap the prompt that will come across your screen. Once you tap the prompt, it will transfer you into the breakout room. If you called in today, meaning you dialed a telephone number to get into this Zoom session, you don't have to worry about a prompt. You will automatically be transferred into a breakout room. Either way, once you get into the breakout room, you'll be in there by yourself. You will not be able to hear or see what's going on in this main session. We in the main session will not be able to hear or see what's going on with you in the breakout room. That is so that you can have a private conversation with the agency attorney. Please, as you can see, we have a lot of defendants. We only have so many agency attorneys. They are going to make their way into the breakout rooms one by one. Please have patience. Please don't start raising your hand, sending me messages, coming back out into the main session unprompted, or anything of that nature. That would just slow me down or distract me. Let's see. After you're done speaking with the attorney defendants, you are free to log off, but please make sure you come back to court on September 27th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. If you do not appear in court on that day, a default judgment will be entered against you. Plaintiffs, if you don't appear in court on that date, your case will be dismissed. Everybody, please make sure you make it back to court in person on September 27th. With all of that being said, I believe plaintiffs' counsel represents all of the plaintiffs in this matter. Can I have your appearance for every case that I just called?
Good afternoon, Joe Horka, P75969 for those plaintiffs.
Thank you. Hello again, Attorney Horka. For matter ending in 322, Brianna Grant or any occupant of 15050 Greenfield Apartment 5, are you present? Madam Clerk has indicated that this defendant did not check in. I do not have a proof of service. Attorney Horka, was this defendant served?
Posting on August 14th, Your Honor.
Thank you. Based on your representation as an officer of the court that the defendant was served, the court is going to proceed with the first hearing on this, a complaint for damage, health hazard to property. This matter will be adjourned to a subsequent hearing to take place on September 27, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. in person in courtroom 433. As with all of the other cases, if the defendant does appear in this Zoom session today, before we log off, the defendant will have an opportunity to speak to counsel. The court will mail notice. That concludes the matter ending in 322. Matter ending in 324 is Paul Caldwell or any occupant of 15050 Greenfield Apartment 11 present.
Yes, Paul Caldwell.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Caldwell. You are the defendant on a complaint to recover possession of property. Did you hear the information about the next court date?
Yes.
All right. We will see you in person on the date and time previously provided on the record. Can I have someone transfer Mr. Caldwell into a breakout room? That concludes the matter ending in 324. Mr. Caldwell, just tap the prompt. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right.
Thank you. For matter ending in 325 is Delonda Turner or any occupant of 6873 Granville present.
Yes, I'm here.
Good afternoon. What is your name?
Delonda Turner.
Good afternoon to you, Ms. Turner. Are you there by yourself or is there someone else with you?
My husband is right here.
Okay. Does he live at the property as well?
Yes.
Sir, good afternoon. Can you state your name?
Daniel Turner. Good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon to you, Mr. Turner. All right. You all are defendants on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you get the information about the next court date?
Yes.
Okay, we'll see you on the date and time previously indicated. Can I have someone transfer the Turners into a breakout room? Please tap the prompt. It'll take you into the room. Have a good day. That concludes the matter ending in 325.
You do as well.
You too.
Thank
Have
you.
a good day.
For matter ending in 329 is Kanata Senior or any occupant of 12060 Buffalo present. All right, Mr. Caldwell, you're back. Did anyone transfer you? Is he frozen? It looks like Mr. Caldwell is frozen. All right, matter ending in 326, Kanata Senior, or any occupant of 12060 Buffalo. Are you present? Madam Clerk indicated that someone checked in by that name previously. For my purposes, she's not here because she's not responding. Attorney Horka, I don't have a proof of service. Was this defendant served?
Yes, they were. Attachment August 15th.
Posted August 15th. The court will rely on your representation and continue with this first hearing on the complaint for non-payment of rent. The matter will be adjourned to the date and time previously indicated. That will be a subsequent hearing. The court will mail notice. That concludes the matter ending in 329. For matter ending in 330 is Adrian Nixon or any occupant of 2246 Shane present?
Yes, I'm here.
Please turn on your camera and state your name.
Adrian Nixon.
Good afternoon to you, Ms. Nixon. You are the defendant on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you get the information about the next court date?
Yes, I did.
All right, we'll see you on the date and time just indicated. The court will adjourn the matter to that date. That'll be a subsequent hearing. Can I have someone transfer Ms. Adrian Nixon into a breakout room? Ms. Nixon, just follow the prompt. Have a good day. That concludes the matter ending in 330. For matter ending in 331, Anthony Allen or any occupant of 2747 Prince Hall Drive, are you present?
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. What is your name?
Anthony Allen.
Mr. Allen, you are the defendant on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you hear the information about the next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see you on that date and time indicated. Can I have someone transfer Mr. Anthony Allen into a breakout room? Mr. Allen, just follow the prompt when it comes across your screen. Thank you. Have a good day. That concludes matter ending in 331. For matter ending in 332, Florence Van Horn or any occupant of 2104 Shane, are you present?
She logged off. But we do have a Samsung raising their hand. They logged off, logged again. I don't know who they are.
All right, Samsung, person with your hand raised on the Samsung, what is your name? Please turn on your camera and unmute. Let me unmute you. Okay, I just sent you a prompt to unmute. What's your name, ma'am?
Crystal Squirewell, they never sent me to the break room.
Okay, can I have someone, can you rename her, Madam Clerk?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna rename you Miss Squirewell, and then I'm gonna ask someone to transfer Miss Squirewell into a breakout room.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, matter ending in 332, Florence Van Horn, any occupant of 2104 Shane, are you present? All right, Madam Clerk, I don't hear or see anyone. What happened with her?
They did check in. They no longer here.
All right, Madam Clerk has indicated that someone checked in, but they are no longer here for purposes of the court. They're not present. Attorney Horka, was this defendant served?
Service by attachment August 15th.
Posted August 15th. Based on your representation, the court is going to adjourn the first hearing on this complaint for non-payment of rent to a subsequent hearing to take place on the date and time previously provided on the record. The court will mail notice. That concludes the matter ending in 332. The matter ending in 333 is India Dozier or any occupant of 2102 Shane present. Okay, state your name again. I didn't hear you, ma'am.
India Dozier.
All right, good afternoon to you, Ms. Dozier. You are the defendant on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you hear the information provided about the next court date?
Yes.
All right, the matter will be adjourned to the date and time previously indicated. Can I have someone transfer India Dozier into a breakout room? Ms. Dozier, just tap the prompt. It'll take you in. Have a good day. That concludes the matter ending in 333. For matter ending in 334, Jarrell Mason or any occupant of 2204 Shane, are you present? Madam Clerk has indicated that this defendant did not check in. Attorney Horka, I don't have a proof of service. Was the defendant served?
Posting on August 15th.
I'll make a note of that in the file. Based on your representation, the first hearing on this complaint for non-payment of rent will be adjourned to a subsequent hearing to take place on the date and time previously indicated. That'll be in person. The court will mail notice. That concludes the matter ending in 334. For matter ending in 335 is Lanesia. Yes, what is your name?
Ernest Green. I was in the waiting room and I was talking to the attorney and we got cut off.
Okay. Let's
I'm
see.
sorry to interrupt you.
No problem. Yeah. Can someone transfer Ernest Green into a breakout room? He's on the telephone. You'll be automatically transferred, sir.
Thank you. Sorry
Thank
for the
you.
interruption.
No problem. For matter ending in 335, Lanasia Brinson or any occupant of 2122 Shane, are you present?
Yes.
Good afternoon. Please state your name for the court reporter.
Lanasia Brinson.
Okay, Ms. Brinson, you are the defendant on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you hear the information about the next court date?
Yes.
All right, we'll see you on the date and time previously indicated. Can I have someone transfer Ms. Brinson into a breakout room? Just follow the prompt, Ms. Brinson. Have a good day. That concludes the matter ending in 335. Thank you. For matter ending in 336 is Mark Trussell or any occupant of 2114 Shane present. Madam Clerk has indicated that this defendant failed to check in. I don't have a proof of service in the file. Attorney Horka, was this defendant served?
Posting on August 15th.
Thank you. Based on your representation as an officer of the court is going to proceed with the first hearing on this complaint for non-payment of rent, which will be adjourned to a subsequent hearing to take place on the date and time previously indicated. That'll be in person. The court will mail notice. That concludes the matter ending in 336. For matter ending in 337, Michelle Stinson or any occupant of 2230 Shane, please state your name.
Michelle Stinson.
Good afternoon to you, Ms. Stinson. You are the defendant on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you hear the information about the next court date?
Yes, I did.
All right, we'll see you on the date and time previously provided on the record. That'll be in person in courtroom 433. Can I have someone transfer Michelle Stinson into a breakout room? Ms. Stinson, just tap the prompt when it comes across your screen. Thank you for your patience. Have a good day. That concludes the matter ending in 337. Okay, that concludes the 1:30 docket for courtroom 433 today. We have a matter that we need to recall from this morning. I believe I have someone in Zoom for this matter, and then we also have parties in person. I need to step out for like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Excuse me. Okay, we're back on the record. We are going to continue with the Zoom, obviously, because we have, a party attending via Zoom, but we are going to end the live.